as a Lincoln Hawk fan, I just feel like he's a total sellout at this point.
Yeah. Go on tour now. You have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Jenny's gone. Dan is a relatively stable adult at this point.
Yeah. Go on tour with your band.
Hey, Upper East Siders and all you scandal-loving listeners out there. You just tuned into the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, where the coffee is strong, the waffles are fresh, and the gossip is hotter than ever. My name is Leif, and I'm your seasoned Gossip Girl veteran.
And I'm Steve, the newbie, the greenhorn, the rookie, I don't know, Leif, what are we saying now that we're in season 4?
Is it weird that hearing you say that actually turns me on?
The therapy better be worth this.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
So here's the deal, folks. Leif has been watching Gossip Girl since it first aired, and I'm tuning in for the first time. And together, we are your dynamic duo, bringing you all the drama, romance, and sometimes questionable fashion choices of this iconic 2007 series.
Bring your magnifying glasses, because each week we're dissecting every juicy detail of the show, one episode at a time. We'll connect the dots, uncover those sneaky little Easter eggs, and of course, serve up some piping hot behind-the-scenes tea. And expect some iconic fandom moments too, because what's a deep dive without a little drama?
And since we are all about inclusivity here at the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, there is always a seat for you at the Non-Judging Breakfast table. So go ahead and grab your mimosa, a cup of coffee, or roll something up from Chuck's stash, and let's go ahead and get into this.
And if you would like to contribute to Steve's therapy, you can join our Patreon.
Put it in the copay jar. Robin and I always joke about having a copay jar for the times that we fuck up our kids. It's like, oh, that's $15 in the copay jar.
We are here to talk about Season 4, Episode 12, The Kids Are Not All Right. Original air date, January 24th, 2011. Happy New Year's, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Last episode was in December of 2010.
Yeah, it was kind of weird that they kind of like, it's almost like they forgot about Christmas, and then they wrote in like that ending of the previous episode, because they were like, oh shit, we're not doing a Christmas episode? Okay, let's just put them together at the end here, but now we're in New Year's.
Yeah.
Which we also knew that they were doing their holiday break. So, But I did find that odd that we didn't have, we have had Christmas episodes before. So
Not every year, though.
I guess not.
The episode was based on the movie The Kids Are All Right. Have you seen it?
No.
It's starring Julianne Moore, Annette Bening, and Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, here's another one of those moments where when I saw the title, I knew of that movie, but I didn't think it was that old. When did that movie come out?
2010.
Yeah, it's insane, because I guess, when did Avengers come out? The one with Mark Ruffalo? Because that's where my introduction to Mark Ruffalo.
I think like 2009 or 2010.
The Whedon, was it that old? The Whedon...
Because Iron Man was 2008, I believe. And it was a couple years after that.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so it's funny because when I saw, like I was saying, when I saw this title, I didn't think it could possibly be that movie. And also, I guess I'm also making Gossip Girl much further away than it was, because I keep thinking of it as a 2007 show, because I say that at the start of every episode. So I keep forgetting that, like, you know, we're now in 2010, which is only 15 years ago. So,
Well, now 2011.
yeah, now we're in 2011, right?
But do you know what the movie is about?
I can't remember. No.
Julianne Moore and Annette Bening are a couple, and I guess Mark Ruffalo is, I guess, sperm donor.
Oh, okay.
And he's meeting the kids. I think they're like teenagers, if I recall correctly, at the time of the movie.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, Robin's whole, you know, origin story of being a donor-conceived person, and now she has 30-some siblings that she never knew about.
This episode was written by KJ Steinberg, a heavy hitter in season 1, but kind of disappeared from the biz for a couple of years. In season 1, she did Victor Victrola, Blair Waldorf Must Pie, and the Blair Bitch Project.
Yeah, I mean,
and in between then and now, she did like one TV movie.
Yeah,
the only thing I can think is like maybe she had kids or something.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's Hollywood. Maybe she just didn't have the agent to get her the work. But
then, like after this, she just had consistent work after this too. It's just like this one little blip.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and yeah, so that makes sense to be starting a family or something. Because the other thing is clearly there's talent there.
Yeah.
Blair Waldorf Must Pie, and Victor Victrola are 2 top tier episodes.
And there was a lot of season 1 callbacks in this episode.
Yeah, there are.
And the episode was directed by Alan Croker. This is his only episode of Gossip Girl, but he had like a 43-year career that ended in 2019, from 1976 to 2019. I'm guessing he probably decided COVID was a good idea to retire. Might as well just retire.
yeah, it's a good time.
But yeah, he worked on Dollhouse, Chuck, Firefly, like almost 40 episodes of Star Trek over Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise.
Wow.
He worked on the Battlestar Galactica reboot. He worked on the original 90210, Charmed, and Roswell, and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, so this guy knows the business.
Yeah.
Again, one of those Norman Buckley before Norman Buckley.
Yeah. But also like a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, we very branched out into a lot of sci-fi and stuff.
Yeah, the episode of Firefly he did was the hospital heist episode, Ariel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love that. The Blue Hands 2x2.
And we are introduced to 2 new recurring guest characters. Michael Boatman playing Russell Thorpe, who I first saw him in Arliss, which was probably a show I was too young to be watching at the time. I've always meant to go back and watch it as an adult. I probably like it even more.
I think I would really like it. I never watched it back then, but I also wasn't as into the material content of like the sports agent. I think that's what it is, right? Yeah. So it didn't really interest me. I think now I'd really love it. Also, I really like the actor too. Who plays Arliss?
I forget his name, but he's been around forever.
Yeah, it's not Robert Wool, is it?
I don't know what his name is.
Okay. Where I know the actor from is
Spin City, possibly.
Spin City, because I loved that show. So Michael J. Fox was.
He was also on
fantastic.
the Good Wife, like right before this.
Okay.
And then Tika Sumter plays his daughter Raina Thorpe, who before this did 239 episodes of One Life to Live. But then has gone on to have a steady career in TV, and then she kind of went into movies. She's in like all the Sonic movies as some character named Maddie. I've not seen those.
Yeah, I haven't seen those.
But yeah, so 2 new recurring characters.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and give us that Vulture recap?
Few television parents are as flawed as the ones on Gossip Girl, whose scheming, absent, selfish, and occasionally criminal behavior makes them seem not really the grown-ups at all. But in last night's episode, the show's 2 matriarchs proved that even Upper East Side mothers sometimes know best. Lily's noble efforts to orchestrate the release of Ben and the sale of Bass Industries might have both gone off according to plan if only her children had just let her go through with it without asking any questions. Meanwhile, Eleanor Waldorf out-schemed her daughter with a nifty trick involving a dress dummy and, in a few short sentences, did what no one on this show has managed to do so long as we've been watching: humbled Blair. Unfortunately, with Eleanor's husband Cyrus out of the picture this episode, even Wallace Shawn is over this show, the father figures didn't fare quite as well. The captain has regressed even further into adolescence after his stint in prison. Perhaps he can start hanging out with Rufus, who has, it seems, relinquished all his interests in favor of going to parties that have which, when you think about it, is actually pretty realistic.
Howie. We go into Act 1 with a Gossip Girl monologue. It's a cold new year, Upper East Siders. Time to donate that fall wardrobe to the Help and to present the world with a better version of you, which could mean facing your future and forgetting past mistakes, or finally setting on a brand new path. But a new year doesn't wipe away old problems.
Something happened at Nanette.
Yeah, we see first Dan and then Blair look longingly at their respective ticket stubs from the net before discarding them. Serena tips the doorman for carrying her bags as Blair walks in and welcomes Serena home. It sounds like Serena failed to find the judge who notarized the affidavit. Blair announces she is going to intern for Indra Nooyi. Serena asks about Dan, but Blair denies having seen him over break.
I love when they do this, the little besties catch up to kind of set the exposition for the story and give a little bit of catch up. I love Blair in this because first the whole line of, oh, you realize you actually didn't need to push up bra to go, just digging at Serena in the most fun way.
Well, we also get the reference to a night out with Taylor Swift.
Right,
which is,
yeah.
Blake's longtime bestie.
Yes, yeah, exactly. There was something else that Blair said in this that really struck. Oh, it was when Serena. So again, Serena asks, what did you do while I was gone? Why, what did you hear? Which, never the right answer, Blair, but she didn't pick up on it either time. So, but I loved that because it's like something went down at Nanette.
Nate calls Chuck to welcome him back as well. Chuck failed to locate Jack, but has heard an old friend of his father, Russell Thorpe, is hosting a party in town. Howie is in the background doing goofy dances and playing Wii tennis with the maids. He then tries to rope Nate into a foursome. Boom goes the dynamite.
It's not what it sounds like. Howie. Oh, Howie.
Doing Fortnite dances.
I also want to say that I had a feeling that it was that the first Howie episode, I should have put this in my predictions, that it was going to be Howie needs to find a job and keeps flaking off when trying to find a job. Like, I should have made that in the predictions because I knew it was going to happen.
Serena and Dan run into each other outside a restaurant, both on their way to brunch. Dan tells Serena about an interview for an internship today. Dan seems a bit salty that Serena's trip took so long, and she gets defensive about it. They enter to find Rufus, Eric, and to Serena's chagrin, Lily. Dan, stop. Just stop. Just stop, Dan. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Because like last episode, he said go.
Yeah, you were like, go. And
what do you think, it's going to be like a weekend or something?
Yeah, and then it took longer than you wanted. But also, the whole... Once again, what did you do while I was gone? Why, what did you hear? So again, clearly something happened between Dan and Blair. I don't necessarily think it was romantic. I think it may have been a fleeting, almost romantic thing, but I really feel like something somewhere along the line, Blair saw something in Dan and vice versa at Nanette. But I've been on this all day.
Or they just had fun.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, even if nothing romantic happened, they saw something in each other that they previously did not. Because you're seeing that in this episode. You're seeing them look at each other kinder and more sympathetic. And you see Blair championing Dan, which we've never seen. So something happened to soften both of their opinions of each other. Baby steps.
Blair, with the minions and Dorota, is researching Indra Nooyi's schedule. When Eleanor enters from the elevator, the minions quickly toss a sheet over the whiteboard they had been using. Blair scoffs at Eleanor's offer to intern at Waldorf Designs. Eleanor, a little miffed at Blair's reaction, says she has a busy day and leaves. A fax arrives, and Blair learns that her mother will be fitting Indra Nooyi later today.
Yeah, this is such a classic Blair Waldorf scheme. I need to cozy up to a powerful person. This isn't when Dan comes in, right?
No.
Okay. But I do, yeah, I just love this classic Blair scheme. And also Penelope's reaction when Blair scoffs at her mom and she's like, there are many people that would kill for that position.
Yeah. The Jenny Humphreys of the world.
The Jenny Humphreys of the world, yes. And the look on Penelope's face when she said that, like, oh, okay.
Chuck has a run-in with a beautiful woman who he assumes is Russell Thorpe's secretary. She tells Chuck that the Bass Industries sale is supposed to happen in the next 24 hours and that she will see him at the party later.
I was disappointed that he just said Chuck Bass and not I'm Chuck Bass, because that's the line. But you know when this character walks in, that and the way that he talks to her, the writing makes it so obvious that this is clearly someone close to Thorpe. Mm-hmm. That I knew because we had talked about last week that it was going to be his daughter, but this is not an assistant. This is not a secretary.
Yeah.
And that Chuck is just fucking shoving his foot in his mouth. And it's so great because it's that classic Chuck when he gets himself into these situations. And also, again, like you said about the season 1 throwbacks, there is also this sort of classic season 1 Chuck putting his foot in his mouth, Blair coming up with these schemes to get close to people. However, the thing that I didn't see coming, that I don't know if we've seen it at all until now, a Chuck Serena team up. Has there been one before?
I feel like they're at least, sort of tangentially, at least.
Yeah, but not like a storyline, I don't think.
Back at the restaurant, Rufus apologizes for the ambush, but he wanted to get the family talking again. Rufus tries to make chit-chat, but Serena keeps sniping at Lily. Everyone leaves one by one, and Lily makes a phone call to Judge Stevens to tell him he can now return to his ranch.
Lily, you asshole. And Lily, just tell your fucking kids what you're doing. All you have to do is tell all of them now, once it's all out, instead of going on a fucking vacation. Could have just right then been like, okay, look, hey, I put that judge up in a hotel and I bribed him so that he can get your friend out of jail. And by the way, Chuck, here's how I'm laying out this whole business plan. And here's the buyer that is going to buy from us. Or I cannot tell you who this buyer is. It isn't the prick that your dad screwed over years ago. But just tell your kids and everything goes to plan. Just open your goddamn mouth and stop Three's Companying your way into a fucking misunderstanding. Like, this whole episode could have been done right there.
Yep.
And she doesn't do it. And it was just so frustrating.
Serena and Dan are walking down the street, and she explains why Ben isn't going after Lily directly. Dan still isn't happy about Juliet getting a pass. Dan references their season 1 banter in an attempt to spend some time with Serena, but Chuck pulls up in his limo to recruit Serena on a mission, and Serena asks Dan to meet her at the Waldorf's before his interview.
You fucking idiot, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, you are fucking dumb. Or you're trying to be.
Yeah.
And Dan here, first of all, I did love that you want to go somewhere or talk or not talk. The throwback, the throwback line was really cute, and her reaction, she was into it.
Yeah,
and I thought that was great for them. But Dan, come on, prioritize.
Yeah. And Gossip Girl has this to say: "Watch your back, Lily. These kids are definitely not all right." And we move into Act 2. At the Empire, Chuck is explaining to Serena how they can accomplish both of their goals with a single stone. The plan is for Serena to pretend to be Lily to get into her safe deposit and hopefully find some hard evidence they can use as blackmail.
I thought Chuck was great in this episode. His lines, I thought that he was really written well. And with this whole scheme of, I know you've tried your whole life not to be your mother, but which I thought it was a really interesting theme in this episode of the girls not wanting to grow up to be their moms. Serena literally impersonating her mom, who she's really mad at, and then Blair, who does not want to grow up to be her mom, and quite literally says that over and over to her.
Mm-hmm.
Until she cuts her with the deepest fucking knife that you could.
Yeah, we see where Blair gets it from.
Yeah, okay, we'll get there.
At the park, we are getting some more season 1 member berries as Nate and Howie are out on a run. Nate is worried about dear old dad until Howie announces he has an interview set up for later. Howie gets an odd look when he hears the name Russell Thorpe.
Before we just go into Howie here, I want to talk about the camera, the cinematography, because they've been doing this for a couple episodes where they're going over the shoulder from one shoulder to another when Nate and Howie are talking. It started in the prison. It may have started before that and I didn't notice it, but I first noticed it in the prison because Nate says, "I'll talk to mom for you." And it looks like you're going to pan they pan the camera around. It looks handheld to Nate's other shoulder, and they continue the conversation. And it almost feels like they're doing this good Howie, bad Howie. What's the word I'm looking for? This sort of motif that they're creating where when Nate and Howie are talking, that it's when Nate's kind of trusting Howie, it's over one shoulder, but when Howie starts explaining things, it goes to the other shoulder, almost like a which version do you trust, devil angel on shoulders, which Howie are we going to get next? So I feel like the cinematographer or the person who's in charge of the actual shot direction is trying to develop something here cinematographically between Nate and Howie. Have you noticed that too?
I know what you're talking about. I'm not really seeing a good Howie, but sure.
When I not necessarily good Howie, but when Howie has an explanation that Nate seems to be buying into, right? When it's, "Oh, I went to that interview," and that's not actually the place where it happens. But in this, where it's like, "Oh yeah, I've got an interview set up later today," so it goes from one shoulder to the other to like the Nate's mad at him. Now he's getting an excuse, and it feels like it's flipping depending on how Nate is receiving what Howie is saying. Because later on, when he really confronts Howie and he's like, "Fuck off," and walks away, they don't do it. They're just sitting side by side. They're not face to face. So I feel like there's something symbolic happening in the shot order, in the shot style here. These handheld shoulder to shoulder shots.
Blair hears the ding of the elevator and thinks it's her mom, but is perturbed to see it's Dan. After some back and forth banter, Dan goes upstairs to wait for Serena to get back. At the same time, Eleanor comes back in and Blair apologizes and says she would like to intern for her after all. However, Blair does not get the assignment she was expecting. Not to worry, because Blair has a scheme for everything.
I loved the scene with Dan and Blair, where Dan's like, powerful woman isn't a job.
Neither is Serena Vanderwoodson.
Yeah, and neither is Serena Vanderwoodson. And they make the bet, like, I bet your scheme blows up in your face like it always does, and I bet you miss your job interview waiting for Serena. And I also love that these fucking billionaires are having $10 bets. How much could a banana actually cost, Michael?
Outside the bank, Serena, dressed as Lily and holding her passport, is preparing to enter with Chuck. Chuck is his usual smarmy self.
It was pretty fun. And more lines between them, too. Is this where he says, "Is it weird that it turns me on that you're dressed like your mother?" Yeah.
Yeah, because Serena asks, what are you supposed to be, my son?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that you turns me off. Oh, that's great. And Robin, even when they were walking, Robin goes, Chuck's always going to be Chuck.
Chuck likes to fuck.
Yep.
My name is Chuck, and I like to fuck.
It's like he has an encyclopedia of kinks that he's trying to work his way through. Like, if there's a kink out there, it's like, that he's
try anything once.
Yeah, he's been in a furry orgy at some point. Bunch of bronies.
Dan, still waiting at the Waldorfs, is shocked to see that he is already 2 minutes past his interview time. He tries to call to reschedule, but is informed they are making their decision today. Gossip Girl begins to quit, but before the break, we shift back to Chuck and Serena sorting through the contents of Lily's safe deposit box. After a few more lecherous comments, Chuck finds a copy of the affidavit.
They find what they're looking for. Oh, and can we trade piles?
So he wants to see Lily's tasteful nudes.
I mean, not for nothing. I cannot blame Chuck for wanting to see, because he's Chuck. That is your stepmom, though, you fucking pervert.
It's his like one decent familial relationship. And he wants to bang her.
It's more Oedipin than his actual mom, because his actual mom sucks.
Yeah.
I keep going back to the meme you sent me with Lily and her kids. I love all my children equally, holding Chuck in the air, Serena drowning, and Eric and Scott at the bottom of the water. I cannot tell you how many times I just chuckled at the thought of that meme throughout the week since you sent it.
It's so accurate.
It is. It's.
But this is what Gossip Girl said. Will Lonely Boy ever learn that S can't tell time, especially when she's wasting someone else's? Looks like Serena may have found Ben's get out of jail free card. We move into Act 3. Lily comes home to find Chuck waiting with a threat of blackmail. However, Lily is able to get Chuck on her side when she explains to him running away last summer meant that they had no choice but to sell. At least this way they can sell to someone that will preserve the company as a whole. Chuck assumes it's Thorpe and Lily goes along with it.
Yeah, Lily. No, it's not, but don't worry about it. I've got this under control. It is not Thorpe. I don't trust him. I don't trust anyone I've slept with.
Blair scolds Serena for standing Dan up. Serena is confused at why Blair would even care. Serena gets a call from Chuck, who tells her to put the plan on pause. Serena agrees to give Lily one more day to make good on her promises, and we see Blair take the garment bag labeled for Indra Nooyi.
Oh, Blair. I'm sure this is going to work out just fine.
I thought you hated him. I do. So very much.
That's right, because this is all because she's encouraging Serena to forget Ben and go for Dan.
Mm.
I thought you hated Dan. I do.
Lily and Rufus are getting ready for the party. Rufus mentions that the name Russell Thorpe is familiar for some reason. Lily is upset that Eric is not going to the party to present a united family front. After Rufus and Lily leave, Eric picks up a call from the palace to let Lily know her guest, Judge Stevens, forgot his cufflinks when he checked out this morning.
Oh, Lily, you're busted.
And another person working behind the desk giving out information.
Yep. To a random person. Yep. Oh, boy. Assistants take a hit.
And Rufus just turning into comic relief now that he has nothing else to do. When he tries to put the coat on Lily, and she just walks away from him.
Yeah. Rufus, this whole episode, I actually meant to say this earlier, but I forgot about it. But Rufus, this whole episode, where I guess we're supposed to believe, which I can, that Lily and Rufus in this break went away together and she told him everything. And so Rufus seems in the know of what is going on. But again, Rufus, you're the one that should also be like, well, tell your fucking kids and tell my kids so they don't screw this thing up.
Well, you know who else he was with that over the break? Cece, and they probably teamed up on to convince him, oh, we got to do it this way. You got to keep secrets.
Yep.
Got to keep secrets, Rufus.
Classic. And Rufus just being a full-fledged Upper East Sider now.
Yeah.
Rufus is just in now. And it's so like, who are you anymore? As a Lincoln Hawk fan, I just feel like he's a total sellout at this point.
Yeah. Go on tour now. You have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Jenny's gone. Dan is a relatively stable adult at this point.
Yeah. Go on tour with your band.
Eleanor comes downstairs and finds Indranuyi's dress missing. She questions Dorota, who is trying to hide the whiteboard with her body, but Eleanor quickly moves Dorota aside and immediately figures out what happened to the dresses.
Yeah.
At the hotel, Blair bullies the concierge into letting her into Indranuyi's hotel room. However, when she gets inside, she finds the room empty and a note from Eleanor, and Gossip Girl quips. Spotted B using old tricks to get one new Yi, but it seems someone got an SOS to the CEO. Sorry, B, that internship has sailed.
The old tricks to the new Yi was clever. Was clever. I find, we talk about how we don't often bring up the Gossip Girl quips because they tend to just be that. But that one, yeah,
that was good.
Clever.
And yeah, Blair got out schemed instantly shut down.
Yeah. You got out schemed by your mom.
Serena shows up to the loft and to apologize to Dan. However, Dan is now off to a party where disgraced sex pest James Franco is going to be doing a reading of his short stories with hopes of finding someone to intern for. Serena offers to accompany him, which Dan realizes is not a bad idea. However, Serena gets a call from Eric to let her know Judge Stevens has been hiding out with the help of Lily the entire time. She tells Dan she's ready to go, but first they have to go to the Thorpe party for reasons.
Dan, at this point you say, cool. Now that I missed my interview because I didn't set an alarm and waited for you to show up and didn't go to the interview.
Also, just go to the interview. Don't meet 30 minutes before your interview.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, set an alarm and go to your interview whether or not she's there. But also, now, go to your fucking reading and listen to the pervert read his short stories and try to find... Yeah, you're not going to intern for Franco because you're not his type. But find a job, find an internship like you're trying to do, instead of following Serena to another fucking party. Like, what are you doing? And I know what he's doing, and it's established what he's doing. But what are you doing?
And this is what Gossip Girl says. Looks like Serena's ablaze on a path to punishment. Suit up, Lily. Your baby's out for blood.
Yep.
And we go into Act 4. Dan and Serena arrive at the party. Dan goes to get them drinks while Serena goes to talk to Blair. When Serena spots an angry Eleanor approaching, Blair is all like, deuces.
So great. It was so great where she's like, I've got to go. I love when you see Blair because there's nothing that makes Blair scared like Eleanor. And just when she goes from just like her very confident, witty banter with Serena to seeing Eleanor and is like, fuck, I'm out. Deuces.
Nate finds Dan and they have a quick chit chat. Nate is looking for his father because he heard from his PO that Howie skipped his interview. Nate then sees Howie trying out miniature Chicago Superdogs.
I hated this story. I hated you need a job already and like you're supposed to. I know we're trying to like. I know the end game of what we're trying to set up for Howie. It's just. I don't hate tropes because Gossip Girl often takes tropes and does them well. So when they don't do a trope justice or creatively, it's more annoying than fun. And that's how I felt about this. The guy out of jail is skipping his job interviews and he has to get a job right now. Because does he? And I know.
Well, I mean, regardless of money, I think that's like part of parole. They don't want you just sitting around.
No. I get that. I'm saying at the same time, he's Howie and he can get himself. He could probably find himself a doc job that he doesn't need to show up for if he really wanted to. It is kind of my thinking on it. But more to the point of just, the guy did just get out of prison. So if he wants to, for a few weeks, not be too head on into trying to find a job, and he's kind of lazy
I don't think it's
about
a choice.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I hate the trope. Like, I hate the storyline. It just, I get it. I know you're right. I know that's often a thing because I've worked with enough kids on parole that had to have jobs while going to high school, even at that level.
Yeah, you have to either get a job or at least be showing you're going to interviews.
Right. And, he skipped this interview, but then Howie's like, no, I went to it.
Well, he showed up and saw what it was.
Oh, right. He showed up and saw what it was and left, which that side of it also, my ex-brother-in-law, I remember at one point, was looking for work. And it was because he had he didn't have a high school education. He had a long time. He didn't have a GED, anything. He just had a job that he fell into for a long time that eventually laid him off. And then he was like, well, what, talking about my sister, he's like, what, does she want me to work at fucking Burger King? And I'm like, yeah. Like, yes. Yeah, that might be what you have to do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Howie, you might have to show up at a janitor's job for a little while. Like, I get that you feel that's beneath you, but, financial crime should have been beneath you.
Yeah. Especially when your wife had like basically unlimited money.
Right. I do hate in general that we tell people as part of their parole that they need to go find a job and then make them tell people that they're a convicted convict when they're applying for a job too, which in Philadelphia is illegal. They had legislation called Ban the Box, that there is no question on Philadelphia applications of, do you have a criminal background? They're not allowed to look until they give you an offer letter. After they give you an offer letter, they're allowed to do a criminal background check, which they do anyway, I believe, many places, if they don't want people with a criminal background there. But it's also that the way that we treat people coming out of prison of, you need to get a job, but you're not allowed to work at any of these places. And I'm not even talking about how we have not being allowed to work in the finance industry, because that's fine. That he should be banned from, that he should not be allowed to do, but he shouldn't be told, no, he can't be a cashier at a fucking Quick Stop because he was in jail for a couple years.
Chuck runs into the woman from earlier, who we learn is named Raina. She then introduces Chuck to her boss, Russell Thorpe. Thorpe then reveals that Raina is his daughter and vice president, not his secretary. Russell then says he isn't the one buying Bass Industries. Russell actually hated Bart and would have loved to have bought the company just to dismantle it for parts.
So great. I'm buying your company. No, but if I get my hands on your company, I shall sell it for parts. Good villaining.
Yes.
Good villaining. I do like the actor.
Yeah.
I both of them. I thought that she was awesome too.
Yeah.
And because I'm used to seeing him from Spin City, which is a comedy where he is sort of a straight man on the show. I think he's gay. but yeah, I believe he's a straight man comedically on the show most of the time, because most of them, aside from the mayor, really were. But it was a comedic role, and it wasn't as serious and villainous. So I do like this shift for him.
Lily is surprised to see Dan at the party. She is even more shocked to learn that Serena is there. Just then, Eric shows up and not so subtly reveals that he knows about Judge Stevens. Lily asks Dan to tell Serena to stop whatever it is she has planned.
Yeah. Lily, again, if you would have been open with everybody, it would have been fine. But it is funny, and I didn't really make this connection until right now of Lily charging Dan with stopping Serena's plan. So Dan had an assignment. I didn't really put that together until right now.
Eleanor is scolding Blair for her scheme when Blair once again speaks about following in her mother's footsteps like it would be the worst thing in the world. Eleanor is hurt. And Blair, like flashing, she lashes out and basically says she always hoped Blair would grow out of her childish games, but now she knows that Blair won't. She wouldn't want someone like Blair wanting to be someone like her.
God damn, Eleanor. And like, and it's one of those things where like, I don't feel like a parent should really say that to their kid.
Yeah, she went too far, and she realized it later.
She did. At the same time, I know being in the heat of the moment, being really hurt by your kid.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even say that my kids have ever hurt me like that because I've never had the expectation of my kids being anything other than what they want to be. Mm. At the same time, I know that they've done things to inadvertently hurt me or which had made me want to say mean things or even like I've argued here and there with them. But man, it is cutting. It is harsh, but I'm also not really mad at her for it because Blair is being a piece of shit to her mom here and to a super powerful person in the fashion industry. And she's just shitting on her because for no other reason than she's her mom. Mm. At the same time, it is a centuries-old theme of women not wanting to grow up to be their mom, and for men not wanting to grow up to be their dad, or men wanting to grow up to be their dad and then being disillusioned when they get there. So I'm not mad at Eleanor for this. It was harsh, and I don't think she entirely means it, but it also accomplished something. Mm-hmm. Because it really hit Blair right where it needed to hit.
Yeah, she was definitely rocked.
Yeah, she needed to be. And it also, sorry to harp on this, but it also rocked Blair in a really good way because Blair, like Dan said, powerful woman isn't a job. And Blair has never had any direction other than, I want to be in high society and I want to be powerful. And she has never had any direction. And so when Eleanor's like, here's some direction. She's like, I don't want your fucking direction. You already did that. I get Blair, but not being an asshole about it.
Yeah.
So when Eleanor is an asshole about it, it really shook something in Blair, and it was fantastic. And I love the two of them acting together. Mm. I love them having conflict because they're so good together. They just eat up a scene.
Chuck and Serena are back on the same page on taking down Lily. Dan interrupts and tries to force Serena to make a choice. When she chooses her takedown over him, Dan pulls a little sleight of hand and switches the envelope with the affidavit with an identical envelope containing his resume. As Dan and Serena part, we see Blair was eavesdropping on the conversation. Serena goes up the steps to the reporter and hands him an envelope.
Yeah, and I knew right then that Dan switched him, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah, he's like waving him back.
Yeah.
It makes it really obvious something's going on there.
Yeah. I did not, again, like I said, I didn't really put together, because I was very much like, Dan, are you just doing this to fuck with her? Why are you getting involved? I forgot that Lily did say, stop her plan, whatever it is.
It'll destroy the family.
Yeah, stop the plan.
Which she was right.
She was, yeah.
Serena.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yes, but also, Lily, fucking talk to your kids.
Yeah. This is what Gossip Girl has to say. It seems like love can't compete with the allure of war. Find your seats, honored guests. Justice is served. We move into Act 5. Lily follows Serena to ask what she gave the reporter. Serena's only too happy to report that it was the affidavit. However, the reporter walks up and asks them to tell Dan Humphrey that he doesn't have any power to hire anyone. Lily, Chuck, and Serena are shocked at the switcheroo, but Rufus is proud. Speaking of dropping of eaves, we now see Raina was also doing some of her own. Serena once again reveals how naive she is about the real world.
First of all, Serena, yeah, your mom would have been going to jail. Like your mom,
I wouldn't press charges.
Yeah, it's not up to you. I forged a legal document. He's gonna press charges. Like the guy I put in jail might press charges. Like, oh, you forged my signature. That's not the extent of this crime. Like that's the most minimal piece of this crime I committed. Which, not that Lily doesn't deserve to be in jail, like many a billionaire, for many of the shit like that they pull that just completely uproots and ruins people's lives without them having much of a care or thought about it.
Fucking Lily.
It's fucking Lily. Talk to your kids. Talk to them. Oh, but also the guy being like, this job market prints a dying media. Like this Dan Humphrey guy that they should have gotten the name wrong. It should have been Dale Humphrey or Don Humphrey.
Dave.
Dave Humphrey. Really throw it back again.
It was Don.
It was Don Humphrey in the graduation.
Congratulations, Don.
Yeah, not pictured Dan Humphrey. Congratulations, Don.
Howie is explaining to Nate that he was too embarrassed to go through with the interview for a janitor's job, so he came to the party to try and press his old connections. Nate walks away disappointed.
Yeah, Howie, this is what got you in trouble. Like, I understand that you don't want to be a janitor, and I understand that you may want to find other stuff, but there are things you're not allowed to do because you screwed a bunch of people out of their money. So find something that you can do. There's an in-between here, Howie, and show effort, too. Like, what your kid really needs is show some effort in this stupid storyline.
Blair finds Dan waiting for the coat check. We get some more banter before getting some honest discussion. Blair explains the situation with her mother, but Dan says why fight it and labels her an evil dictator of taste.
This scene was so good. And again, what happened in the net, because they're sitting there talking, they have a nice little back and forth, this banter, and it was so good. I would tell you to take that tie off right now. This is my grandfather's tie. It's a shame he wasn't buried in it. Like that was one of my favorite lines. Just bam. Does Dan get a quip in at the end too? I think he says something.
Well, yeah, Dan says you owe me 10 for having your scheme blow up as per expected. He's like, well, you owe me 20 because Serena stood you up twice. Lily goes to Chuck and explains why she let him believe Thorpe was the buyer, but also lets him know the buyer heard about the fight and backed out on the sale.
That's all it takes to back out of the sale, which, and actually what Lily says of, they just assumed you and I would be trouble butting heads every step of the way. That actually does make sense. Like, that actually,
Thorpe interrupts Chuck and Lily's conversation to make a toast. He announces that his company is moving back to New York and is planning on acquiring Bass Industries.
Yeah, bum, bum, bum. You're going to have to save your company from him now, Chuck.
I like that shot, too, because like he was like on the steps, but then that somehow they were on like a higher level above him, too.
Yeah.
To new friends and inevitable enemies.
Yeah.
And Gossip Girl has this to say about it. Looks like page 6 of this party will read, The World According to Thorpe. Forget your usual suspects, Upper East Siders. There's a new family in town. We move into the epilogue. Blair finds Eleanor at home drinking tea and reading the paper. Blair apologizes, but Eleanor says she understands that it would be impossible for Blair to follow in her footsteps because of who she is. When Blair uses Dan's phrase, dictator of taste, to describe herself, it triggers an idea for Eleanor. She points out the perfect career for Blair, editrix of a high-fashion magazine.
I mean, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It makes perfect sense for her to do. And yeah, I love that it's going to give us a Devil Wears Prada storyline in here somewhere, I'm sure, but which we've already had, but I've never seen that movie. So I'm just saying adjacent from what we've seen. So yeah, I really liked that. And again, like I love when Eleanor and Blair come back together. They're such great chemistry. I forget sometimes they had someone else cast for the pilot, and I just can't imagine anyone but Margaret Collins.
Definitely a great choice to recast.
Yeah.
Dan goes to Serena's room to return the affidavit. They mutually decide that the next time they get together, it's going to be sink or swim, and agree that they should wait until they are both ready.
I really liked the blocking of this scene. The way Dan is kind of apart, and when they bring them together to have this really intimate conversation, he's on the Shea Lounge and she's on the bed, and there's the footrest of the bed, that bottom piece dividing them so that they can't get too close. So if they're going to get close, they have to remove the barrier, and they know that the barrier is still there and they can't remove it.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was very symbolic of what is happening in this conversation. I thought it really captured the framing and the rest of the action in this scene really well.
Definitely experienced director.
Yeah, yeah. And when you have this, the next time we get together, it's going to be it. And when they make that realization, they realize that they only have one more shot left. Then what's the next conclusion they both come to? Oh, we're not ready for that. We know that when we try to make this go again, it's going to be for real. So and I'm not ready for that. So we have to separate and move on. Kiss on the cheek. Yeah. You'll bang your best friend.
Nate calls Howie to tell him that Howie's parole officer called Nate looking for Howie. Howie says he's at an interview, but Nate doesn't believe it. Understandable considering it's late at night. However, as they hang up, we see that Howie is in fact interviewing with Russell Thorpe.
Yes. Which when he says I'm in an interview, who's there. It's also really funny, though, to be like, sure, Dad, you're in an interview. No, I'm in an interview right now, son. Woo! You can see him like on a boat.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite, son.
But how stupid is Howie? Thinking this guy actually wants to be a finance person for him?
Yeah, he wants you to introduce him to the people that have money in this city.
You just have to be living with his enemy.
With the guy who he wants to buy out the company and sell away for parts. Which, of course, Howie's going to be like, nah, he's going to be fine. Fucking Howie.
Well, I mean, he is going to be fine. Well, he's going to get he's just going to be mad because his dad's company, fell apart.
Yeah. He would get a fat payoff.
He's still gonna, and he still has his hotel because that's separate from Bass Industries.
Yeah, that always has been. Yeah,
it's just vanity.
Which that's the other thing that's kind of funny to me about Chuck and all of this anyway, because Chuck was like, I no longer want the support of my father's company. I want to branch out and do this on my own. So I'm going to cash out. I'm going to buy a hotel and I'm going to start it up. Lily, can I have my company back? When can I have my company back, Lily? But I don't want it now. But when I want it, I want to have it. You sold your shares. At least that's what it seemed like.
So this is a confusion on the forums as well. But the way my interpretation was, he used his shares as collateral. But then the hotel became a success, and he started paying down the loan.
That makes sense. That if it's collateral and it's like okay. That's interesting, because then if you foreclose on the loan and you lose the collateral, now the bank owns that share.
Isn't that like the whole story behind the movie Tommy Boy?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah.
Before we were saying Nate's Tommy Boy, I guess it's Chuck as well.
Well, I mean, Chuck's the one with the dead dad that he needs to save the company. Yeah.
Nate's dad's just a deadbeat.
He's David Spade. Nate is actually the David Spade to the Tommy boy. To Chuck's Tommy boy.
Dan comes downstairs and sees Blair reading a magazine. After some more banter, the two decide to go see another movie together.
Yes, but she'll sit 2 seats away again.
And works for me. It keeps your hands off my popcorn.
Yeah, it keeps your paws off my popcorn. and again, like and that phrasing, the use of paws over hands is flirty. Just a little tiny bit. It's just it's cat pawing. It's pet pawing, pet's paw. But also it brought back the whole. We know they've gone to a movie together, and we're not talking about it. So I'm really. And I don't know if we're going to talk about it if they're going to show it or they're just going to allude to it. But I really want to know what happened at Nanette.
I also think they're just embarrassed to have been seen together.
Yeah, that could be.
Serena goes to the prison to see Ben, only to find he was somehow released in the middle of the night.
The fact that Serena thinks that she can walk into a prison and be like, I really need to see Ben. I know it's late. First of all, Ben who? Let me check the records to see what cell he's in. What do you mean? You're just going to walk in late at night and be like, I need to see him now. Like, people don't care who you are. Especially these folks. Like, no one working in a prison gives a shit that you're Serena Vanderwoodson.
Rufus reveals to Lily he remembers where he knew Russell's name. He was on Lily's list of sexual partners from several seasons ago. Nice continuity there, Gossip Girl.
Yeah, I did like that little bit with Rufus. Just like sneaking it in there. Well, just like Russell did, I guess. But yeah, it's we know that Lily slept with Russell now.
Is Lily gonna cheat on Rufus?
I think that they alluded that like something could happen there. I definitely see, if not cheating, some kind of sexual tension happening between the two of them.
Let's just hope it's not another Jack situation.
Yeah, I don't want that. Even if Lily's the Jack in that situation. Miss Vanderwoods and Humphrey Bass, I said no. Get out.
Raina finds Chuck at a bar and apologizing for hiding her identity earlier. She also reveals she was the one who stopped the deal from happening. However, she is still down to bang. Chuck only hesitates for a heartbeat before paying the check and following her to her car.
Yeah, you're not going home alone tonight. when she says, I'll get in the car, I'll go home alone and never bring it up again. It's like, you're not going home alone. Chuck Bass is not turning this opportunity down.
Serena finds Ben outside the prison waiting for the bus and invites him for coffee. The two walk down the street as the episode fades to black.
Oh, God. I mean, at least I did have the realization that at this point, at least, she's 20. Like, you were like fantasizing about her.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, you were fantasizing about her.
Their relationship was tainted from the beginning.
Yeah,
they could never be a thing in my eyes.
Yeah, like at least not without being fucking gross. Yeah. Like, you were into a 16-year-old student, and that's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
I've taught beautiful 16-year-olds before that are objectively beautiful people. And it's just the most vile, disgusting thing to think that, like, I would then go on to have any kind of romantic involvement in them. To, like,
even if you did start feeling that, then you take her on a trip across state lines.
Yeah. You cannot fucking ever do that. Like, being alone in a car. Like, that Giving a ride home to a kid can get you fired.
Should get you fired.
Yes. Yes. Oh, man. I bring it up about my own experience as a teacher so much of like, even now, there was a time when I got a Facebook request from a name I didn't recognize because it was this beautiful woman in like many like glamour shots, not quite glamour, but very beautiful, sexy pictures. And I was like, wow, who is this person that's getting in touch with me? And it turned out to be a former student who 10 years earlier was actually, kept to herself, never really came to school looking pretty or anything like that. So I didn't recognize this person at all. And the second I knew who it was, I was disgusted that I thought that this person was hot. Disgusted. And this was at a point when I wasn't even, I don't know. It drives me nuts. I'll shut up about it now.
This is how Gossip Girl ends the episode. In the new year, we resolve to do things we've only dreamed of doing and not to do other things ever again. We may surprise ourselves as we face the future or be surprised when cleaning up the past. Dishonesty may help some make a few good amends, while others are left to wonder if they can handle the truth. And whether you kick things off by sleeping with the enemy or trying your best to remake a former friend, one thing's for sure, anything's possible. XOXO, Gossip Girl.
It's not a former friend. That's not a former friend. That's your teacher. That's a former teacher. You were never friends, ever.
I think the problem was they were friends.
Well, yeah.
What is coming next?
Blair and Dan are one step closer to my dare fantasy. Those beautiful brown eyes and those babies. So we're gonna get more Dan and Blair in the coming out of their next movie date. We're gonna have the relationship with Serena and Ben. I don't know. Is it gonna be Ben doesn't know how to adjust to life outside of prison while he's trying to date his former student? I don't know, but something's gonna be happening there. Howie is going to fuck over Chuck and not even know that he's doing it. And he's going to be really ignorant and dumb and get screwed over. And who knows, maybe even back in jail for what he's doing. I would not be surprised if he does some shit to break his parole and goes back to jail. And Nate's going to have to turn him in. God Again. Because they kind of foreshadowed that when he was like, you said that last time. Did he go away in season 1 or is it season 2?
Season 2, because he ran in season 1.
Right. And then he faced up in season 2.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, again, that throwback to season 1 from Nate feels like it's foreshadowing him kind of having to go through this again. I'm really curious what is going to happen with Ms. Thorpe and Chuck. That seems really, I don't know if he's the enemy, if she's the enemy, or if they're going to have aligned goals in the long run. Maybe they both want to take down her dad. I kind of got a lacking loyalty from her and her with her dad. Whether that's a ruse to trick Chuck or whether that's sincere, we'll see. But I'm curious about that. That might be my predictions. Serena, there, Nate, Chuck, yeah.
Let's get into segments.
Hello there, Peabody here. And this is the Wayback Machine for traveling through time. And this is my boy, Sherman. Speak, Sherman.
Hello.
Good boy.
This week in fandom, we travel to the Television Without Pity forums from 2011. Overall impression, good episode. Okay.
Yeah. There have been worse episodes of Gossip Girl for sure. This didn't do anything to really disappoint me. The only thing I felt weak was some of the Howie stuff, like I said, but it's not that it's not realistic. It's just I felt like it was weak.
They are enjoying the slow burn of Dare, and they enjoy that they're fighting every step of the way. If they jumped right into hooking up, it would be out of character.
Yeah. The pacing on this is really good. Whereas I keep being like go go go, and they keep doing this slow burn, but it's so good. It really does make it so it doesn't have to be a, oh my God, we were locked in an elevator for 6 hours, and it doesn't have to be. They're building a relationship.
Real.
Yeah, they're building a real relationship, and I like that.
They're excited about Michael Boatman and think Tika Sumpter is pretty.
Yeah, true on both levels. Yeah. That scene when she comes on to Chuck, it's like, yeah, that's hot.
Confused about Ben's current legal status. Paroled versus record wiped. How is the judge not under suspicion for randomly reversing a decision that he made 4 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that the second part of that is just money. that Lily has enough influence to actually make this happen.
Cautiously optimistic about the Chuck Bass Industries storyline.
I don't know. I feel like I'm already annoyed by it, but I'll see how it plays out.
And finally, they're glad to find out Lily isn't pure evil.
Yeah. Again, Lily, talk to your fucking kids. Like, everything would have been fine if you just told all of them, like, Chuck, hey, Chuck, you just got back from this vacation, and, it has the board really worried because we're in a lot of financial trouble and we might need to sell. Why couldn't you have told him that at any point leading up to now?
On to episode grades. So for this episode, I thought the directing was really good. The writing was good. The A storyline and the B storyline were pretty good with I guess the A storyline was the Bass Industry stuff, with the B storyline being the Dan and Serena stuff. And then you kind of had like CD storylines of the Nate Howie and the Blair and Dan stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the Chuck Serena stuff.
Well, that's kind of tied into the Bass Industry.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's the A storyline.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, some of it was kind of weak with the Howie stuff being kind of pretty repetitive, and they were definitely doing a lot of member berries, which is not always a bad thing. Anyways, but it was not as good as the last two episodes, so I ended up giving it a B+.
Yeah, and I'm actually going with a B+ as well, pretty much for the same things. I mean, like, there are certain boxes it checks. They're all together at the party. They have fun schemes. Most of them have fun schemes. The Howie stuff brought it down a little for me. All in all, I'm here for it.
Moving on to Stock Watch. Going up. Not a lot of the main characters going up. I had Russell and Raina going up. I had Howie going up because he got a job, at least for the moment. I mean, it's got to blow up in his face, obviously, but at the moment, yeah. And I did give Eleanor and Blair going up because they had that nice moment at the end.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that is everyone that I had. The Thorpes both going up because they have a plan that they are enacting and they are in business. Howie for getting a job that he's going to fuck up. Blair and Eleanor for coming together and getting for finding that direction in the end. And I felt like I had someone else going up, but I can't think of who, so I think we're good there.
All right, going down, Dan, because, yeah, he just was an idiot this episode. Mm-hmm. Serena, because she was an idiot as well and failed, and now is, getting involved with her child abuser.
Yeah. Yep. One of them. one of her child abusers.
One of the many.
Yeah.
Chuck, because he got walked over as well.
From summer camp? Oh, you mean the one from college? No, the high school one. Okay.
The first high school one.
The first high school one.
The first of three.
Yeah.
And I guess Trip was first year at college.
Oh, yeah, Trip. I forgot about Trip. Yeah.
I guess he was freshman at college. Or
she was,
her bridge year or whatever.
Bridge year, yeah. Gap year.
Yeah. I also had Chuck going down because he lost the company. Lily going down because she should have just talked to people. Rufus going down because he's just comic relief at this point.
That's my boy. What?
Well, I mean, he was doing a good job.
Yeah, I know. And at the time, like I said, I hadn't placed the Lily sending him on a mission as like his motive. I thought it was a Serena motive. So I felt now putting that together makes a little more sense, but still, Rufus, fuck off.
And I had Nate going down because he was just disappointing his dad all ups.
Yeah. Yes.
And he almost had a foursome with him.
Oh, I know who I had going up that I forgot to mention, and it is Eric for being the one to find Lily's scheme.
Yeah,
and
fair enough. I'm going to add him as well.
And bring it to light, yeah.
And he had that mean line, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Who do you have going down?
I have, so again, most of the same people that you did. Chuck for the problem with Bass Industries, Lily for sucking, Nate for sucking, or Nate for his dad stuff, Rufus for sucking, Dan for losing out on Serena and the internship and everything because you're a fucking idiot. She was mentioned as moving back into the dorms. Go ahead and give Vanessa, go ahead and knock Vanessa down there for one. And the assistant who called and gave away the info to Eric can also go down.
What about, did you say Serena?
Yes. Serena going down for getting together with her abuser. Did I say Ben going up for getting out of prison?
No.
Oh, so Ben should go up for getting out of prison too. I forgot about that one. But yeah,
I can't give him up because he immediately ruins it by starting to flirt with the girl, the guy.
That got him put away in the first place. Picking right up where I left off. Yeah, I went to jail for sleeping with this person that I'm sleeping with. That I just forgiven now because, my sister almost killed her. So, we're good.
How fast they flip-flop them. I can't believe he doesn't have whiplash.
It's just this whole cast does it. Oh, wow. I'm waiting for Blair to be like, oh, you want to date your high school, the guy that went to jail when you were in high school? That's disgusting, Serena. He bought me flowers. Aww. Because they all do it. The second anyone says the right thing about Blair about Serena to Blair, oh, then you must be good for her. The second that Nate,
as long as you're willing to sacrifice for her, you're fine.
Yeah, the slightest bit, the slightest thing, as long as you're willing to give up a job you don't want. But here's the best outfits from the last episode we've seen.
Moving over to best outfit. For me, Blair in an Oscar
There was only one outfit.
Blair in an Oscar de la Renta dress is always a win. So, the black and white sparkles detail dress with the chunky bead necklace.
I'm actually a little disappointed that you went first today because I actually looked up that dress and knew that it was an Oscar de la Renta because, like I said, it was the first time in episodes, maybe this season, or not this season because there was the train station, but the first time since the train station that an outfit in this has just been boom, just popped, just caught the eye. The necklace was fantastic. The dress, the black and white sparkle dress, it was the best thing in the episode.
Do you have anything you would like to plug this week?
I do. So if you are in Philadelphia on December 9th or December 11th, you can stop by the Christmas Village. Were we on time for that? Is this going to release before that?
Possibly.
I hope so. I always do that wrong. But if you are, come on out to the Christmas Village at Love Park, and I'll be playing there. 6 o'clock on December 9th and 5 o'clock on December 11th. That's a Tuesday and a Thursday. And you can also go around the Christmas Village and see a lot of cool stuff. Also, December 27th in Manayunk at Fat Lady Brewing. You can catch me playing a set there as well. I'll have more information on that as it gets closer, but probably not enough information before it is irrelevant to this show. And finally, because we are approaching the holiday season and you might be building your holiday playlists or you're already in the holiday season, go to Spotify, search my name, Steve Marchon, Marchion, and you can add the Weed Wizards Christmas to your holiday playlist. I have a bunch of holiday songs on there, including an original one. So go ahead and check that stuff out. And then my TikTok and Instagram, steve.marchon, and there you go.
And if you're looking for more Christmas songs, you can find Taylor Momsen's Pretty Reckless Christmas, which just came out on October 30th, also on Spotify.
I'll have to listen to that.
But if you want to follow me, you can find me on Instagram and on Blue Sky at Hot Capicola. That's HOTCAPICOLA. And if you want to follow the podcast, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Non-Judging Breakfast Pod. And if you want to find links to our Patreon or our Discord server or our subreddit, you can find them all on nonjudgingbreakfastpod.com.
And if you would like to send us an email, we would love to hear what you have to say and love to read it here on the show. Please send that email to nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com. And we would love to hear what you have to say. Also, while you are listening, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like, that subscribe, or follow button, and go ahead and leave us a comment. It really helps our visibility in Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Finally, while you're at work this week or hanging out with your friends or seeing some buddies, go ahead and let them know what you're listening to and get some other friends watching Gossip Girl and tuning into the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod. You can make us your water cooler talk.
And we will be back next week to talk about Season 4, Episode 13, Damien Darko.
Yeah, obviously Donnie Darko reference.
Did you see the thumbnail?
I just saw Blair's face in the thumbnail.
The episode description reads, Blair is ecstatic to land an internship at W Magazine, but the thrill quickly fades when she finds out Dan has secured one of the coveted positions as well. Chuck may have finally met his match with Russell Thorpe and his daughter Raina. Back on the Upper East Side, Nate receives alarming news about his father's business prospects.
Damien Darko. The name of the episode is Damien. Has Damien in it. Now, Damien was not mentioned anywhere in anything you just read. But you did mention Howie, and what have we known Howie to have a problem with in the past? So that's concerning. Yeah. And also, I meant to say this earlier, and we talked about it a little bit. I did want to give a quick shout out. We lost a huge DJ here in Philadelphia, Pierre Robert, and just wanted to give a shout out to that before we get off the air, that he was a huge impact to Philly. So,
well, until next time, you know you love us.
XOXO. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Oh, it seems I'm walking right to your door. My heart's still resting, looking for something more. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Never feels right when I'm out here on my own. I left last night and it feels like way too long. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Come back to me. Smile and you'll make my life complete. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away or run away, you take a piece of me